what's crazy, Nikki? I was still late. I was like 5 seconds late.
It's just a miracle
weird
that you pressed the big red button.
It is a miracle that I did press the big red button. We are starting the podcast in earnest now. Hi, I'm one of your hosts. This is VGBees Podcast, episode 38. I hope that's right. Did not look it up ahead of time. I think that's right, though. I'm one of your hosts, John Warren. With me is my forever co-host, Niki Grayson. Hi, Niki.
Hey.
Niki's deep in thought, reading something. I wonder
Temporary
what Niki's
directory
reading.
cannot be set. Directory /volume/D drive /audio/Audacity/session data does not exist. Create it? Yes.
Oh, so you were just on another podcast.
Changes
like
to temporary directory will not take effect until Audacity is restarted.
Okay, so it looks like you need to restart Audacity to send
Close
Jan your files.
Audacity. Well, I already did that. So what I was
good.
trying to do, I'm on a computer that now has...
It's been actually too long, and I'm going to cut you off and say we have a third person this week, and it's Merritt K. Hi, Merritt!
Hey, what's up? It's the inventor of Nintendo tapes. I'm here to give you the straight dope on all the hottest titles, from Kirby's Adventure to Lolo's Quest. The name of that one might not be final yet. I think, what was that? Lolo's Bizarre Adventure?
Lolo's Bizarre Adventure, yeah.
Lolo Land? John, what was that game called?
I don't fucking remember.
Lolo!
Adventure, it's
Lolo!
Lolo?
Is it Adventures of
Lolo?
Lolo? Adventures of Lolo.
Adventures of
That's
Lolo?
it. That's what it
That's
is. Yeah.
Adventures
So
of
if you
Lolo.
need to know how to beat the wizard on level 3 of that game, I've got you.
But what
So
about the
don't worry.
wizard on level 4? You got that one, or?
Well, that's going to cost you. All right.
That's
Okay.
going to
That's
cost.
going to cost you. You're going to have to call in the Nintendo tip line for
God,
that.
they made so many good games. Hal did.
They sure did.
Well, it's a laboratory.
It is.
Hal,
They were cooking
it is
them
a
up.
laboratory.
I have a real shoot question.
Oh, a shoot question. Okay.
But I do not, and I'm gonna answer it the way I think it happened, and then you have to tell me if I'm super off base. When you called the Nintendo tip line in 1906,
Right.
you made the phone call and you said, "Hey, I'm stuck on level 2 of Mario,"
Mm-hmm.
which, by the way, when you called them and said, "Hey, I'm stuck on level 2 of Mario," did they say, "Okay, jump better"? Like, what the
Be
fuck?
better at Mario.
Like,
yeah.
be better at Mario. Okay, so you called. How did they charge you? Did they just bill you for time, like reverse collect, and then it came up on your phone bill?
It shows up on your phone.
Yeah, it
bill.
shows up on
It's
your
a
phone
900 number. You call a 900
It's a
number.
900 number,
And
and
you're
they take your
giving them
money.
you're giving
Yeah.
them permission to basically bill based on what
How much
they-
was it?
Oh, I'm gonna guess
don't know.
99 cents a minute.
It was
Nintendo
probably like 5
help.
for the first minute, and then usually it was like a flat fee for the first little bit, and then more per.
So was there like a meta?
It was
where you were like-
$1.50 a minute. In Canada, it was $2 a minute.
That's crazy. So there was probably a meta where you're like, "I'm stuck on level 2. Sorry."
We had a baby eats a boy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then someone was sitting there with like a binder, and there's like videos of this of like people answering calls from the
Yeah.
line.
Rules. Yeah.
And it's great, yeah, because they're just like, all right, so to get the sword in Zelda, you're gonna want to, and it's just like explaining all this bullshit that like there were no, like people don't appreciate this, right? Like I'm 60 or 70 years old, and like people who are younger than me don't understand this, but like you couldn't look stuff up. I mean, this is before my time too.
Yeah.
Like, although even like in the Super Nintendo era, you couldn't really look stuff up. Like it was like, oh, do
Not
you have
really.
Nintendo Power at the library? No, fuck you.
Yeah, get
Like
fucked.
I never called because that would be an insane decision, and I don't know who
Yeah.
did call. Like I think it was mostly, it must have
Rich
been like
kids.
teens or like college. Like who's fucking calling the Nintendo tip? Like I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
know.
I imagine the demographic was like, seriously, it was like mostly like stoned kids in their dorm rooms that were
Right.
like, oh fuck, I can't beat the swim. I can't beat the water level of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ugh.
I've talked about how I am. When I was a child, I got just very distracted. When I was a child, I called 411 for fun.
Okay, and what did
Have I
you
not
ask?
have I not talked
No,
about this?
I don't think I've
My
heard that
most
story.
vivid, which was, hey, you know who loved that? AT&T. You know who didn't love that? My mom.
Mom.
What is 411 again?
411's just information.
Yeah.
And in my brain, when someone was like, what it is for in the past was you called them and they looked through the phone book. And then they were like,
Right.
I need to call the hospital and I don't know the number of the hospital. Here is the name of the hospital. They give you the name, the phone number. They connect you. But I heard information and I said, well, that means that they'll answer
Any question.
anything, any question.
Yeah.
So I called a lot asking just really trivial shit. I was on the phone with one woman for a really long time on a 3-way call. It was me, my childhood best friend Noah, and then this like employee of the 411. And I was really determined to get to the bottom of what the largest McDonald's in the country was by square footage. And I wanted to call them and talk to them about it so bad. And she kept me on the phone for a really long time, which is probably what I don't know why what her fucking deal was. But we didn't figure it out. Now, was I alive when Google was extant?
Yeah,
Yes.
you were.
Deeply,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
deeply
kind of my
was.
next question of like, this sounds like something a child in Stranger Things would
Yeah,
have
no, I think I just wanted somebody to talk to.
Yeah. Well, God. Damn.
Oh,
That's
man.
a little real. Wow.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Anyway.
That's pretty good. Do you remember how much it was that you were
Oh,
on
a
the phone?
lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
You
But
used
it-
to be able
but
to
it-
call the library to ask them questions.
Oh.
That's a thing you used
Really?
to do.
Fuck,
apparently.
they should have
This
let me
is
know. They should have
this
told me
before
that.
Before my
Okay.
time. But I've heard from older people who are like, yeah, you'd call the library to look at, or there was like the number you would call to ask what time it was.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
Hey,
service
library?
that is
Hi.
completely.
Can you
I
spell
remember the-
Queequeg for me? I have a bet to settle.
I do remember calling the time phone number. I listened to that a lot also.
Oh, I've called for the time, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think
What
that the time phone number
scenario?
still works?
Now I'm thinking about
Power
growing
out.
up. What scenario?
Power out.
Maybe. But what scenario did I, as a child, need to know so desperately what time it was? That
Power
I
out,
called?
reset
Right.
clock.
I did, but I wasn't responsible for resetting the clocks in my house.
Oh, I was in my own room.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to see if the time phone number still works.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
time.
it does. Hold on.
Time.is should have the number for time.
God, not to get off track. I mean, I know we're supposed
We're
to talk
already
about
off
Nintendo
track.
tapes, but
Yeah.
how long do you think we've got before?
Oh, it hung up immediately.
Like, it's crazy a little bit that we live in a world where you still have to manually reset any clock for daylight savings. Like,
Yes.
how
Yeah.
long do you think it's going to be before that is not the case anymore? Where
Like-
like a clock
like-
just has a computer connected to the internet, or just like a computer in it that knows, oh, today I got to switch.
I feel
mean,
like that's still expensive. To
Is
like
it?
to have I think
Really?
it turns to have a
Oh,
Wi-Fi chip in
yeah,
the
I
clock.
guess so.
I'm, and
'Cause
I'm
we
not
need to
saying I
connect to
want
the
this.
internet.
I'm not saying
No,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
my
Oh,
I
phone to
agree,
do
but
Wi-Fi.
Right.
I think
yeah.
the margin on clock is so crazy because it's a fucking clock. We've been making them for a really long time.
Yeah.
That adding a Wi-Fi chip would make the clock cost instead of $15, $20, and I think people would be like, "Well, why
like
would I
enough.
do that?
That's enough
I
of a
just will,
gap."
yeah, I'll just buy the regular clock and I'll change
Right.
it like I always have."
Okay, not to make this. I promise we'll talk about Nintendo tapes in a
That's fine.
second.
You soon,
Not to,
that's fine.
not to make this into if you're driving, but Nikki, I have a question. How do you think analog watches work?
There's a guy inside
Yeah.
Good start.
who turns a little wheel.
Uh huh.
And then that's all he does.
Okay.
He's perfect. So he comes out of a factory. So the original guy in the first watch fell into a metronome factory,
The first watch.
and
First
all of
watch.
his kids, they're all related to that first guy.
Okay, so
All of
that's
his kids.
okay. So that's like a mechanical clock
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. So when a clock or a watch says, "Oh, this is a quartz watch," what does that mean?
That's how he's powered.
He's powered
eats
by
the
quartz.
rocks.
He
He
eats the
eats
rocks.
the rocks. Yum, yum,
Because
yum,
the
yum,
answer
yum.
is like crazier, is like as crazy as that, which is like, oh, it turns out this one rock resonates with a certain frequency, and so we can just use that to measure seconds.
Wait, it's just rocks in there?
Basically, yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
what?
Just twist off the front of your watch. Just rocks.
Just
inside,
loose
dump them
rocks.
out. Just loose rocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just loose rocks. That's all it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
We don't know how to make anything anymore.
No, we
I
we
know.
don't know.
Like
how
we
to do
simply
it.
don't. For a while they were like, "Fuck, dude, we really got to know what time it is." So they said, "I think the rocks can do it."
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they were
rocks to
right.
tell us what time it is.
Yep. I mean,
And-
computer
and now
is
it's
just
over.
rock that tells you
Computer
what
is
time
rock
it
that
is.
tells time different, but it's like
Yeah.
it's not as cool somehow. I don't know how to explain that or square that circle, but it just simply is not as cool.
It's not as cool. It's not as tactile.
No.
There's something kind of sad about it.
You should have to
Makes a
plug
lot.
stuff in and out of the computer all the time, like a woman at a switchboard in the
Oh, just
past.
like-
Yeah, that's how computers should be operated.
God, those switchboard operators. I don't
Strong,
know how they did
powerful.
that. Strong, powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our nation's
do it.
backbone for so long.
It was our nation's backbone for a very long time. All right, I can wait talk about video games.
Fine.
So Marvel
news.
Rivals. Yeah, no,
Oh.
it's really slow week. I was kind of hoping we would have like kind of a slow week. We didn't have a slow week. It was kind of a big one. Marvel Rivals did announce layoffs of U.S. and U.K. teams responsible for essentially the level design and construction of the game Marvel Rivals. The game's director and all the level designers, things like that, took to LinkedIn earlier this week to say, hey, we're looking for jobs because we just all got laid off. A lot of people flocked immediately to social media to be like, but this game's doing so well. And it's like, that's clearly not why they did
Not
this.
related at all.
In fact, they got back to me with a statement, which is very cool. I felt like a real journalist.
Wow, real
which is
news.
amazing.
Wow,
Yeah.
What'd
Now,
they
was
say,
it-
John?
Now, was it the exact same thing that they said to Stephen Totillo? Yes, it was.
That's
But
fine.
I also
It's a
got it
statement
delivered
nonetheless.
to me.
Yeah.
They said, we recently made the difficult decision to adjust Marvel Rifles' development team structure for organizational reasons and to optimize development efficiency for the game. This resulted in a reduction of the design team based in Seattle that is part of a larger global design function in support of Marvel Rivals. We appreciate the hard work and dedication of those affected and will be treating them confidentially and respectfully with recognition for their individual contributions. That's one of the weirdest ways.
What
to
does
That's
that
the
mean?
wildest way to say we're legally paying them out the way we have to.
Really
Yeah.
strange. We want to reassure our fan base that the core development team for Marvel Rivals, which continues to be led by lead producer Wei Kong Wu and game creative director Guangyong Chen in Guangzhou, China, remains fully committed to delivering an exceptional experience. We are investing more, not less, also crazy to admit, into the evolution and growth of this game. We're excited to deliver new superhero characters, maps, features, and content to ensure an engaging live service experience for our worldwide player base. Okay.
So here's what happened.
Yeah.
They said, we only know how to make bad mobile game.
We only know how to do that.
So we got to get some guys who know how to make real video game.
Yes.
But it is still going to have to kind of feel like bad mobile game. Very critically, it's still going to have to feel like that.
Which it
So then
kind
they
of
got them to do it. And then they said, great, we can take it from here. Because now all we have to do is continue to the bad mobile game stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we're good
Yeah.
at that.
Well, and also the Seattle team had clearly already made, the future, like a few future levels.
They
and
like
a few future character builds and all that.
this game. You will not feel like people who play this game regularly will not feel the ramifications of this until 2026.
Yeah, that's correct.
By which time they probably will not be playing this game anymore.
That's correct. Yeah.
So it raises the question: why even say anything about it? Why do it?
Why
Because
do-
people
why-
are already going to drop off
Yeah, I know.
next year anyway.
Well, because
now
they
you
want to
just
they want to make the profit now.
oh
They
yeah,
were
I'm sure
we got to maximize our year before you notice, and then you drop off.
crazy.
I mean, this is wild. I mean, Daniel Ahmad, who is Shuga EX on Twitter, the big smart Asian games
Asian
writer
market,
for
yeah.
Asian market guy. He's basically saying like NetEase started pulling out of stuff like last year.
Yes.
They're terrified of doing business here in the U.S. now, which
Why?
rude. Why would they do that?
Why?
would they be
Why?
doing
Hey,
that?
wait,
What?
you tell
Give
me.
one fucking reason.
No, you tell me what I did, okay?
I didn't do shit. And it's like they're gonna be able to do this with a smaller team that they can pay less, that they can have internal control over, and that's really the reason that they're doing this. They've started pulling out of other game studios in Japan and in Europe already, so it has less to do with the success or failure of this game and more to do with just corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Merritt, did you play Marvel Rivals at all?
No, I didn't. I don't really play team shooters or video games.
I don't blame you.
That's so fair,
No,
Barrett.
That's
but
so fair.
No, I mean, I don't know. I was talking to someone about Rivals the other day, though, and he was saying, like, you know, it's cool, like it's a fun game, but
Yeah.
there's this sense of stability not being there, which is like something that I haven't seen anyone talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I feel like there's just so many examples in the last like 2 to 5 years of live games showing up. Some of them doing okay,
Well, yeah.
and then shutting down. And
Yeah.
like it is not outside of the realm of possibility that next year Rivals could shut down. Like that to me is
Yeah.
totally plausible. Like they try to milk people too hard on skins, or they just fuck
Which
something
they
up.
already do.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
like deeply, like they already are charging like $20 a skin.
It's a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
Do
is
they
like
charge for heroes as well? Or
so
Nope.
all of the
All
heroes
the
are
heroes
free.
are free and available.
And like I think that is what their calculus is that like the guys are free, so you just
Yeah.
spend money on the skins, but then it's like there's the same Overwatch problem.
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
only so many ways to dress the fucking Mercy before I'm like, okay, like yeah, it's still Mercy. Now she's wearing a different dress.
Yep.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
I mean,
Bastion's wearing a diaper. Cool.
they have like a million. They have like infinite things to draw on for
Yes.
for
Right.
Marvel, which is convenient for them. But it's still like the point is like I don't know. There are a lot of people. It's like any game like this, right? Where there are always going to be whales
Yes.
who are sinking a ton of money in, and then a lot of people who aren't paying anything. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if next year, even without this announcement, like I wouldn't have been surprised if it shut down within a year or two. But this seems like NetEase is like Niki, you were saying before they were that was real, right? Where they were like, oh, we didn't actually think they didn't think that Chinese studios could do some of these titles that they were trying
No,
to develop
straight up.
and so
Yeah.
that's why they were like working with US and Japanese teams, and now it seems like they are actually more confident that that's the case. I mean, they also shut down Oka
Yes.
who made Visions of Mana last year or a little while ago.
Yeah, it was last year. Early last year.
And it's like, also, if you're like a Chinese company and you're looking at the value proposition, like, and if you think the Chinese devs are getting to the
know.
point where they can do the same thing, the salary difference,
No,
is
yeah, like
math.
it's
like
just and
three to four
even,
times, like, yeah,
Yeah, even if you don't think they are there, if
Right.
you think they are 70% there, the
Yeah.
gap between that 30% of them being there is not it. Yeah, like you were saying, it's not commensurate with how little they end up getting or needing to pay these people.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's just like really fucking grim. And honestly, when I saw this, like, it's just been one thing after another for years at this point, and it feels like the North American games industry is kind of collapsing, and certainly the political situation hasn't helped with that.
No.
So it's like, I don't know. It kind of feels like it doesn't make sense to try to make a career out of development if you are American or British or whatever at this point, unless you can somehow, like, I don't know. I'm curious if devs are going to be like trying to get jobs in China, which
Yeah,
is
I
like
mean,
a very
think that's an
tough
interesting-
thing to
I-
do. But
It is a tough thing to do, but I do think it's interesting. I mean, Tencent had been doing
who we love,
who
Yeah,
we
we
love.
love,
God, we love
we
them.
respect.
shout
We'll
out.
Great.
respect
Listen,
them
they paid my
so
rent
much.
for a while, and
They did
that
pay
means
my
I
rent.
have to like them.
They did pay my rent for a while. They still, for some reason, won't even open up the conversation of buying a bunch of bullshit from them that they'll never ever use, and they've just got.
I think we just gotta take it, but
I think we just gotta take it
I
too.
think we
That's
just
what I
gotta
think I'm
take
gonna do. But I think like they had gone through a period where they were looking to hire more Americans to work at studios here in the U.S., but eventually move over to China to work on projects. And like, and I think they cooled on that practice, but like that made some amount of sense to me in terms of like, this was always kind of their plan of to infiltrate a lot of companies, still have a vested financial interest in them, but essentially once you understand them well enough, you take all that knowledge back to your internal teams and start spending a lot less on development.
yeah. And then it's like, and then
and
you
it's
take
that's a really it's like really kind of grim and gross,
Yeah.
but also there's a logic to it from their
Yeah.
standpoint.
And then if you on that train, right? Like if you take enough of the minds, if you do a little bit of brain drain,
Yeah.
then you institutionalize that knowledge
Yes.
for yourself.
And they have gotten better at that, I will admit.
Yes.
Like, I think they, like, when we were working at the height, boy, wow. I wish I could
They
blow
didn't
the
know
lid
shit.
on. I wish I could blow the lid off of some of the stuff that I was shown ahead of time. Because they're all deeply failed bad projects that have come and gone, like, with almost no fanfare. Like, there have been 6 games that came out in the past, like, 4 years that I saw in an early state. It was like, this is the next big thing. Our internal studios did this. And, like, a bunch of us sat there going, like, this is going to flop really fucking bad. And they're like, no way. And we're like, yeah, well, and it did.
Yeah.
But we've started to see more projects come from Chinese studios that have gotten
Yeah, they're getting there.
they've like
Yeah.
really clearly getting there. And it's, you know, it's one of those things that's like, okay, well, this kind of shift is inevitable, but it's nonetheless awful. Merritt, I kind of like, you have been certainly on the side of like, hey, everything is collapsing for like about a year and a half.
Dower? Yeah.
Like I would, you know, I would have 6 months ago. I would have said Dower, but I'm still on LinkedIn a lot, and there were people that came back from Dice, which is like a really big corpo kind of place where like
Yeah, corpo town.
90% of what you see typically when people come back from Dice is like, we're so energized, AI is going to build a new game. It's like, and this one, there were a lot of people that were like, yeah, stuff's kind of cooling off. And I'm like, if these people are saying shit is cooling off, the toxic positive weirdos that are at the fringes of this industry trying to comment on it, like if
Yeah.
they see that it's cooling off, it is a little scary. Like, not great. It's not good. Anyway.
Well, that's why I'm happy to announce that I've raised $4 million in
Cool.
Series A funding.
Okay. To do.
Directly from Scopely.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they're gonna let me. They said just go make a video game. So
It's gonna make a video game, and but no restrictions on anything you could do. Did they not say like you could just make whatever you want?
they said
should
whatever you want.
Yeah,
But they
read
were
the
like, there
script.
was like, okay, so they said the guy who came to my house said, do whatever you want, and then he
Okay.
gave me a.
Nikki looking for a prop. 1 second. 1 second.
Contract is this?
Okay, it's a really
It's
large
hardbound.
stack of, okay. Oh, I thought it was a stack of printer paper, but it's an.
No, it's a hard. The guy dropped off this hardbound
Got it.
book of legal
Yeah.
stuff in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
wow, you're really kind of wrecking the spine of whatever you're holding up there.
This
yeah.
is a to break the illusion. This is the textbook from the 2 days of grad school that I went to.
Oh God. Every like few episodes, I feel like telling the story of when Nikki called me and said, "Hey," after one day, and said, "Hey, I think I'm gonna quit grad school," and I just like I practically begged you to sleep on it and not like do anything. I've never talked to you like that in my life, but I was like,
Yeah, no,
you
like
really
a
have to,
tone,
like,
a tone that you have never used,
never taken with you.
before, had never used before, and have not
And
used
since.
since.
Yeah. There's a reason I haven't used it since, because it doesn't fucking matter. So I don't need to ever use it again.
It was the right thing to do, though,
Okay.
and I appreciate the honesty.
Okay. And then you quit the next morning. That's crazy. It's really good. Anyway, Marvel Rivals is dead. Dead game. Next story.
Yeah, next story.
Hey, wait? It's going the way of what the fuck was that battle royale called that we had to cover for like 4 months, where you could like ski
Oh,
and like
Ring of Elysium.
Ring of Elysium. Yes,
Yes.
right. Nikki's
God,
favorite game.
my favorite fucking
Yeah, I didn't.
game.
You had to write about it, right?
I was
Guys?
social and on paper the community manager for that
Yes,
title.
That rules. That's great.
Yeah, I knew a lot about it and I played it a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, so for those who don't know how the office was structured, there were basically 2 parts of the office. There was like the devs and the writers who were kind of back where I was, and then there's like the sales team
Yeah, this is for clarity. When we were working at Fanbyte,
when we were working
in the
at
physical
Fanbyte,
office,
in the physical office.
Santa Monica, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
Yeah,
Where
on
were
the
we
border.
really?
It's the nowhere between Westwood and Santa Monica.
That's what I
like
never could
past
really
the VA,
identify
but
it.
before Santa Monica is actually nothing. You're just
It's
on
nothing.
Wilshire. You're just
Yeah.
on Wilshire.
It always seemed like nothing. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
LA
'cause
that
it's
well, but
nothing.
it just seemed like nothing. Like,
Yeah, no.
It was genuinely the most nothing part of LA that I
It's
really
weird.
ever saw. It was very strange. But but when Niki was hired essentially to do community management for a lot of the games that they were starting to basically they wanted to establish like a publishing label, and that didn't really ever take off. But it was like community management and all that stuff. So Niki spent like 6 months sitting next to like the sales team.
Yeah, having a
And not
fucking
over
blast
by
over
us.
there.
I just can't imagine spending all that time.
I had a great time talking to
Hey,
all my friends.
I'm gonna get the best pizza. I'm gonna get the best pizza in LA. It's fucking Domino's.
It's
Was it?
Papa
No, it's
John's,
Papa
please.
John's.
Papa
John's.
John's.
Papa John's.
And then the
father.
next week we had the homophobic chicken.
Anyway, this
Yeah.
is great, exciting gossip from 20 years
Anyway,
ago. for
sorry,
everyone.
I apologize.
No,
Listen,
I'm,
I just-
I had a great time.
I just
I'm
had
having
to-
a great time, but
I had
sure.
to point out. I had to point out that you used to work. Next
I was in
to all
hell
the
over there.
salespeople. It was bad.
Yeah.
But at
It's
least
bad.
some of them still have jobs. So.
Yeah, that's so true. Well,
Well. Anyway.
Two people that were in that office, I think, still have jobs.
Wow.
No,
that's most.
No, it's 4. It's like 4.
4.
Yeah, but that's still not very many. Anyway, Xbox is making their own AI thing. How excited is everyone about this?
Hooray.
They're making something called Muse. It has been trained on Ninja Theory's Bleeding Edge. It is
Oh,
designed to
yeah.
build
Great.
chunks of games and eventually full games with AI. Phil Spencer and others have suggested it's also a way to reinvigorate game preservation and the way that
just
they
saying shit.
they're just saying shit.
Just saying shit.
If you've taken a look at what they produced with this, it
It
I
is
refuse.
it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, because Bleeding Edge is fucking terrible. The idea it
Yeah.
would be like going into a preschool and being like, we are going to teach all of these children how to read based off of the Zodiac Killer's writings. And this is the best way for us
Yep.
to teach these kids how to use
Yeah.
language and relate to the world. Like, of course, no, it's not going to work.
We're training this language model on Elon Musk's appearance at CPAC today.
Yes,
and
like,
also
what?
Howard Dean screaming. That's what we've trained this on. Enjoy.
They released the white paper for it. The white paper is so strong. It was a document that someone had written. And there are tiny screenshots in the document. And I was like, oh, there must be high-res images somewhere else. No. The computer can only generate like 144 pixel wide images.
It's making fucking like GamePro screenshots from
Yes,
1996.
Yes.
That's all he
literally,
can
that's what it
do.
looks like.
That
Yeah,
rules.
yeah, yeah.
That kicks ass. I've changed my entire mind on this. This is great.
Yeah, no, they would look bad on the smallest knockoff emulation handheld you can
Yes.
find. Like
Yes.
they would look
Wow.
bad on that.
It feels impossible. But it isn't. It's so funny to me that they couldn't even get the 3 people in this video. They released a video. They had like a
they
Microsoft
did.
researcher, an Xbox researcher, which like, what is that job? If you were a researcher for Xbox, what do you do what?
You do research and then someone sends you an email one day that says like your research needs to be about this. And then you need to publish something that our shareholders are going to be really excited.
They're going to be amped about. And then it was Phil Spencer, but they couldn't get the 3 of them together in a room, and then they couldn't in Microsoft's infinite money could not get any of them into a different room that wasn't their house.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get, and Phil Spencer's office is apparently so fucking rancid that he couldn't even not use a fucking Zoom background. So he's in this video in his Zoom background, and it's actively cutting chunks of his head off because it's
He used to do calls in his office, like with the bookshelf behind him.
yes, not anymore. He's like in
my
this
God.
video, he's in like it's just a Zoom background.
Wow.
And it looks awful. And then it's these three people, and then Phil Spencer's like, yeah, I just think that this is gonna Blake's a Time Cat's gonna be able to come back now that we have Muse AI. It's like, what do you fucking mean?
Blinks the Time Cat is back.
Okay, I have some interesting numbers from
Okay.
Ed Ztron,
Yep,
who
please.
just posted this
Oh,
a little,
Ed.
a little earlier today. Not specifically about the Microsoft, about the Xbox thing, but
Yeah.
just about. It's interesting because it's kind of about games. He says that without ChatGPT in the mix, like if you consider just Copilot and Gemini, which are like two huge
Huge ones, yeah.
things from like
Yeah.
huge titans, and then a few other things like DeepSeek and Perplexity and Claude. All of those together have like half the users of Pokemon Go at its peak.
Great.
Not even
That's
half,
awesome.
like half.
That's sustainable. That's
Like a
sustain- I
little more
think
than
that's-
half the
that's
size
business.
of Pokemon Go, which is like when you think about it that way, like obviously ChatGPT has like a ton
Yeah.
and a ton of time, but
It's
like
big.
the rest, it's like holy shit, and they've been pushing this so hard on people. They've been pushing Copilot and Gemini so hard.
And do you think it's just like the whole business model is okay? Yeah, Coca-Cola exists, but if we do make Pepsi, we still will make
We
some
still got
money.
that Pepsi money.
Right. I don't know, right? And even like in this case, Coca-Cola only exists because it's been just like getting funding from so many people just to like stay
Yeah, there's
afloat.
like this soda is worth $60 billion.
One day this soda will become self-aware and turn everyone into digital gods.
If we keep pumping money into this beverage, we'll all be immortal forever. So we just have to do it.
And like his thing about like, it's gonna be good for game preservation, like, dog.
I don't get
Dude,
that.
you know
So-
what's good
so-
for
so
game
what-
preservation?
Really, is game preservation.
Is
Frank
game
Cifaldi,
preservation.
like,
Yeah, like what do you
give
fucking
Frank
mean?
Cifaldi $1 million, like just
Yeah,
Yeah, like it
for
would
real.
be cheaper literally to hire two people to go through the shit that you should have in an office building somewhere
Yes.
at Xbox to be like, yeah, we're paying these two guys a combined $200,000 and their whole fucking job is to just like
Digitize
make
and
music to
preserve.
digitize and
Right.
make museum shit out of the Xbox
Right.
archives.
Yep.
That's it. That's cheaper
That's it.
than making the computer trying to make Bleeding Edge 2. Are you crazy?
And you could turn around and sell that shit if you wanted to. If
Yes.
you wanted to.
And make
to
more money
me-
than Bleeding Edge 2.
And to me, when they say, like, I was going to ask you all this, like, literally, what do they mean when Phil Spencer says this is going to be great for game? Like, what does that look like
He
to
doesn't
them?
know. He doesn't
You
know.
think he just doesn't know?
no.
No, I don't think he knows.
I think
Because
you're
I'm sure-
right.
I think Phil Spencer is not stupid. So like this feels like a move where he is. I think
he is being told our shareholders
Yes.
need to know we're involved.
yes,
here.
and like,
Okay.
and I also don't think that Phil Spencer is long for this position.
I don't.
He's been
either.
he's been in this job for a really, 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 really long time.
Yeah.
Like longer than most executives are in roles like this.
Yeah.
He has guided them through mostly failures.
Yeah, I
Like mostly not success. Right? And like his lasting legacy is going to be he invented Game Pass. Fuck. Shit. I was the first person to say it again.
This is like 8 things in a row. Whether it's streams you've joined or just podcast episodes, the first thing you say is just like, actually, Phil's legacy is amazing because
That's not what I said.
Game Pass is the best deal in gaming.
His legacy
Wow,
is-
Xbots over here. I didn't realize y'all were Xbots.
Yeah, sorry. His legacy is Game Pass, which makes them no money,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
spending a bunch of Microsoft's money.
Right. That's it.
And that's
I mean,
Good job. Good work if you can get it.
it. No,
Yeah.
for sure. I wish. But
Like, I wish I could spend for a decade be like, I'm going to develop this thing that makes so little money, and no one will care.
No one's
'Cause
gonna
it's
care.
the best deal in gaming.
But what it feels is the best deal in gaming. What it feels like is that he is now at the point where his leash is so short. I'm sure there was a period of time, if this was 5 years ago, if someone was like, hey, you got to talk about this, he would have been like, no, we're okay.
Right.
It feels like now he does not have that leash anymore. Someone says, actually, you need to dedicate time, resources, and money.
Actually, you need to put the words bleeding edge into your mouth for the first time, maybe ever. Like, I doubt Phil Spencer's ever even said those words out loud. No one's thought about this game in ages.
Because it was bad.
Because it was pretty good. Yeah, no one wants this. Wired did a good piece of, interviewing a bunch of people. It's like, this is nothing. Like, no one wants this. Like, someone suggested it. I thought this was fun. This was funny. Excuse me, funny and also probably true. Is that there's probably an executive class that visits publishers and is bummed out by looking at gray boxes. So they want bullshit because the bullshit is going to make them understand, quote unquote, understand something better than gray boxes. And I was like, that kind of speaks to, I think, like actual.
It's so damning,
idiocy.
though.
It's it's super damning. Yes.
Yeah.
Why would we move a muscle to make that relationship easier? I don't know.
Merritt, when you were making your video game, how many times did you ask Chad to make the vampires hornier?
Yeah. Great question.
God, I mean, like I just kept getting like, sorry, I'm not currently authorized to comment on that. But just, I don't know. I haven't talked about this much, and it has nothing to do with the game. But I have actually worked with ChatGPT before, for a project that I was working on. That was
I was there for 2 seconds.
You were there for 2 seconds, yeah. It was a completely insane project. That I mean, I think I signed an NDA, but I also think that company doesn't exist anymore, because the guy who was doing this whole project didn't pay people.
Yeah.
Oops. It turns out that like rich people can just do that. But I was working with it for a while, and basically because we were generating crap that no one was ever expected to read. Yeah, and it was like, that was the one use case where I was like, I feel like not horrible about this because I'm like, this isn't replacing a human like work. No. This is like generating fake. It's basically like, it could have just been like lorem ipsum, like just fucking
it's
garbage.
like lorem ipsum.
Yeah, if I'm the person hired to make the slop, I don't really care how the slop gets made.
Right.
Like,
it was just like, hey, can you make some like fake,
that doesn't bother me.
Some fake journal articles and shit and fake transcripts to create disinformation to advertise this project that we're creating and hide it on the internet and make it seem real. And it was like, yeah, we can definitely do that. Like, no one's going to read this. And like, if you search for it now, like it's not anywhere. Like it never got traction in Google because Google's smart enough to realize that it's made up.
This is all AI garbo.
But like, that just opened my eyes so much about like, oh, this seems like magic if you're really dumb. Like if you just play with it for 2 seconds, you're like, holy fuck, the computer's alive. And then if you do it for more than that, you're like, oh, I see.
It doesn't know anything.
It's just like a statistical model that puts words one after another based on what order words come in a huge data set. And like,
I've only recently kind of understood ChatGPT because it was something that I really, really avoided even looking at for a long time. And then I started getting served for some reason TikToks about like power users. That's like, here are the top 5 ChatGPT prompts that you need to totally like fucking min-max your fucking side hustle bullshit.
And what are they?
I don't remember, but the specificity and length of these prompts is tantamount to hello, Barley's there. Hi, Barley. The prompts and like length of these prompts and how specific the prompts are tantamount to just figuring out the problem yourself. And all it does
at that
is
point,
essentially organize the thing you just wrote into something else. And I'm just like, okay. So for an organizational tool, there's something about this I kind of understand it. But for any sort of generation of an idea or like do this for me, it's fucking fugazi bullshit like out of the box. I just don't I don't know. It's really funny to me.
Can I talked to Chad a couple of days ago.
You did? What did
Because
you say?
I had an allergic reaction to.
Medical advice.
But the reason I did it
Chad, what
is
should
because
I do?
I already knew what was happening in my brain because I know how the world
I
works.
see.
And I was like, there are people on this planet who have been told, well, Chad can probably
Oh,
help
so you
you.
wanted to see.
So I was like, I'm gonna
Sure.
I'm gonna treat it for shoot. So Empress Gin has pea flower in it. And the last time I had Empress Gin, which was ages ago, no, not piss, the vegetable, John.
I didn't
The
say
vegetable.
anything.
You just made a face like you were like, oh, piss
I didn't say
flour?
anything.
No, it is not dehydrated piss that gets ground up and then put into the beverage.
They had to release an article that says it's not ground up piss.
So I'm like, there's pea flour in it. And I had it, and I had like my throat closed up a little bit because I hadn't had it in a long time. And the last time I had it, it was fine. So I was like, oh yeah, I could probably have it. And then I was like, is Empress Gin safe for a person with legume allergies? The answer is no. Okay. The core ingredient that makes Empress Gin special is the pea flour, which has pea in the name of it.
It does.
Empress 1908 gin is crafted using a blend of botanicals including juniper berries, grapefruit peel, coriander seed, rose petals, ginger root, cinnamon bark, butterfly pea blossom, and an proprietary black tea blend. None of these ingredients classify as legumes.
So Chad's trying to kill you, essentially, which is neat.
It's like, so someone is going to walk away from this and go, oh, well, it was unrelated, I guess.
Totally unrelated.
Unrelated.
I'll just go eat some coconut.
Yeah, it's bad.
It is bad. I don't know. I don't know. Mary, did you have anything else to say about the AI stuff?
No, I mean, yeah, obviously I did use it to write my entire video game, but
Yeah, no, for
Fledgling
sure.
Manor?
But that was like assumed. We didn't.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
assumed. Yeah. We totally assumed that. We can tell. Available on Steam now, by the way.
No AI.
No AI. Hey, both of you were working really, really well on segues earlier, and I didn't accept either one of them. But Niki, you mentioned Scopely. Merritt, you mentioned Pokemon Go. Let's talk about them because Scopely, owned by Savvy Games Group, which is owned by the Saudi royal family, essentially, is reportedly going to buy Pokemon Go creator Niantic.
It's the investment fund. It's
the investment fund.
John,
okay,
John,
sorry.
it's completely different.
It's completely different. Okay, sorry.
There's no
I'm really
relation.
sorry. Please don't take me to the airport. So they're going to buy Niantic for $3.5 billion.
Just the games part. Very
the
critically,
games part.
just the games part. Because Niantic is going to sell the other part to the government, probably.
To the government. Because if you don't know, Niantic does essentially a lot of wild geolocation stuff that I think the U.S. Department of Defense would probably love to have.
Yes.
NSA might love to have it, especially this regime. Seems really, really like good on that. Saudis are not buying that stuff, but they are buying the games. Assume that also includes the Harry Potter one.
Yeah, they want Wizards Unite so bad.
Does that one still exist?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, then they totally shut it down.
Oh,
wasn't
look.
there? Did they do like an NBA thing at one point too?
They did. There's
did.
an NBA one, and they're all the fucking same.
Right.
There's an
all the
NBA one. There's Pokemon Go. There's Pikmin.
Oh
Leaf.
yeah.
Pikmin. What's it
And
called?
no one
Pikmin
cared about
Walk?
any of.
No one cared about
those.
any of them that
Any of
weren't
it.
called Pokemon Go. Wizards Unite.
Wizards Unite. You're a wizard, Unite. Anyway.
Harry Potter Wizards Unite is not available anymore.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think so.
Turned it off.
Good to know. They turned it off. Yeah, so, if you love Pokemon Go, well, the Saudi fund's about to own it. I don't know. How do y'all feel
Finally.
about
What else did they? They got SNK, right? Is that them?
Yes.
That's them. They got SNK.
That is them.
Because they put out that the tactics, Metal Slug Tactics
it?
game
Metal Slug Tactics?
last year.
And the new Wolf. It's
Fatal
Wolf.
Fury.
Fatal
Fatal
Fury.
Fury.
Thank
Mark
you.
of the Wolves.
Where was it?
City
Mark
of
of
the
the
Wolves.
Wolves. City of the Wolves.
City of the Wolves.
Here's what Scopely has. I'm going to read you their game library. Monopoly Go, which makes like more money than the GDP probably combined of all of Africa in 1 month. Like that's just, it makes an
I
unbelievable
get ads
amount
for
of
that
money.
game sometimes on like some apps, and
Yeah.
it just is like so. I'm like, who the fuck is this for? Like,
Have
it's
you-
just like
Yeah.
I know who, and the answer I know what the answer is. It's like normies who play games on their
Yes.
phone, but like it's just like maximize your earnings, blah blah blah. And I'm like, the way like mobile games are advertised is like so crazy to me because it's just like. It's not like, oh, this is a fun game. It's like, oh, it's free and you can get stuff and like stuff in the game. Like what have we
Have you-
lost our
oh, sorry,
minds?
Barney.
Like what is going on?
Have you seen the shoot advertisements, like with the people in them?
No.
It's got Chris Pratt, Jason
Pratt.
Momoa,
Holy fuck.
and Kiki Palmer.
Kiki Palmer.
We're-
And it
we're-
looks-
You know what?
cooked.
You know what? Good for Kiki.
We're
Kiki
so
Palmer.
cooked.
No, for
Like,
sure.
Out of,
No,
out
yeah.
of those three, I'm so happy for Kiki.
Oh, her
Palmer.
agent
She's getting
did great.
crazy money, and
Yes.
she's
No, but like
but still.
No, but we are so cooked.
but mobile
the commercial
A-listers doing ads for mobile
and
games.
doing mobile game ads
Beyonce
is
used to do
nuts.
ads for the Nintendo DS. Like that's where we used
Yes,
to be
we
as a
have fallen
culture.
from grace.
We have.
Yeah,
Monopoly Go, Stumble Guys, which is the Fall
Is that
Guys
Fall Guys?
clone.
Clone, yeah.
Wow,
The mobile Fall
okay.
Guys clone, yeah.
Yes, Yahtzee with buddies.
Yahtzee,
Star Trek
buddies.
Fleet Command.
Yahtzee
Marble-
buddies. Isn't that what Second Wind is?
Wait, they do Star Trek Fleet Command?
Thank you.
I've
Thank you.
played
Yeah, that's
that.
them.
Thank you for laughing.
I did
That's
a,
really funny, John.
a sponsored stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's so.
that
That's
game was
them.
Whoa.
that game was really bad.
Oh,
I
really?
believe it.
What a shock.
Although it is, they do have it is like a gotcha, right? Because every mobile game is. The one thing that genuinely like delighted me about that game was they had a collab with Galaxy Quest, the like 90s.
Oh, that's
movie
pretty
with Tim
good.
Allen.
That's
And you
great,
could-
actually.
You could get Tim Allen and like the other characters
Oh?
from Galaxy Quest. in
Oh,
your
that's
game.
pretty
And I was like,
good.
all right, okay,
That's pretty good.
pretty
That's
good.
Marvel Strike Force.
Okay.
Wow.
Then
Okay.
there's a game that does not have a title. It's just the app icon. And on the app icon are Charlotte, the worst renditions you've ever seen of these four people. Charlotte Flair, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, The Undertaker, and fucking Roman Reigns are the guys that are on the WWE.
Ooh, I wonder what that game's called.
They have Scrabble Go, whatever the fuck this game is.
Okay, so Nikki is holding up what looks like some sort of like tiki person holding
Yes.
cards.
Yes.
Oh, I've
Okay.
seen this. I've
It's
seen ads
probably
for
a
that too.
solitaire.
Did they do the Santa game?
They do not do the Santa.
game?
They
Do you
do
know
not
the
do
Santa-
this.
do you-
I do know
do
the
you know
Santa game, and
John,
they
do you
do
know
not
Santa
do the
game?
Santa game. You know,
It's
know
called
what a
Whiteout
Santa game is.
Survival.
Whiteout Survival.
Where you're
Whiteout
Santa and you walk
Survival?
around and cut wood down and then put it in a hole, and then I close the ad because that's all you have to do to make the ad
That's
go
all you have
away.
to do. It's so. Isn't it fucking nuts
my
that we've
God.
gotten to the point on the telephone where you can play the advertisements?
There, okay. Star Trek
Yeah,
Fleet
that was
Command
nuts. But I
has
figured that out the first time. I was like, what?
yeah, like Star Trek Fleet Command has a fake playable ad that's basically just Space Invaders, and it has a message at the bottom that says this ad is not what the game is.
Okay.
But then
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
will get
right.
those ads for like for Evany, and I refuse to like get it. I used to get invested, and I'm like, no, don't switch
Wait, no,
lanes.
yeah,
Stay
no, that's how
there.
they get
Stay
you.
there.
And that's how they get you. But I'm just like, I
Yeah.
had to like just turn my phone away when those come up.
They also have Bingo Bash, which is actually a pretty good name for a video game. Bingo Bash
Bash.
is good. That
Pretty
feels
good.
good in the mouth. GSN
Bingo Bash.
Casino,
Okay.
Looney Tunes World of Mayhem,
Okay.
and Dice with buddies.
Dice. Okay.
So that's what Scopely's got. And then they'll have Pokemon Go.
You know, there's still
so
a lot of
a
people
real-
that play Ingress, which is wild.
No way.
That game
Yes.
still exists.
Yes. Yes. There. Yes. Yes.
I was
You
so
know how
on
I know
top
this?
of fucking Ingress.
because
when that game
my
came out.
I had not talked to my ex in a long time, And the first time that we caught up in a while, like a couple of years ago, they were like, I'm like a top 75 like Ingress player in the world.
Nuts.
We have like a meetup
80.
in Houston. We have like we get together and plan attacks against other regions and stuff. I'm like, wow, okay,
That's
cool.
nuts. Yeah, I have vivid memories of.
I'm glad we're. I wonder why we're not together anymore.
Yeah, I have vivid memories of like, because Ingress came out my first year of college.
Yeah.
I think, or no, it was my senior year of high school, and that's when I started playing it. And I remember, what are you eating?
Barley's eating something.
What
she's
did
not
you
supposed
get?
to. My dog shows up with plastic in his mouth sometimes. Like he'll just like
comes out with
pop out
plastic.
of nowhere. He's like, "Hi, I've got plastic."
I've got plastic. I just remember I was on the subreddit and someone was like, I just booked a flight so I could complete this grid. And then they got on an airplane so they could connect this huge triangle. And then I remember like refreshing the app. And then I would watch the triangle and I was like, oh shit, it's happening. It was cool for 2 seconds in 2012.
In 2012, sure. Yeah. But now the Saudis own it, or will own it. So there you go.
I'll continue to not play it.
Yeah, I haven't played Pokemon Go in a really long time.
Should we download it right now?
I've never
Should
played
the three
it.
of us? Should the three of us get really deep into Pokemon
I've
Go
never
right
played
now?
Pokemon Go. I missed
It's not
it. I
good.
missed the sensation. I missed the craze.
It was. I will say that first kind of month it
was
on,
cool.
It was fun.
Yes, but the video game part of it is not
was
good.
bad. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
the number of like that. I remember that summer, like the number of people. I was ditching work with other people, which was great. We were just all walking out of the office building and walking through Playa Vista, meeting up with other tech employees who had also ditched work. And then we were like that was really nice. But the game part of it was not and is not good. I've downloaded it.
I'm not going to download it. Merritt, I don't think you should download it
I'm
either.
probably not going to download it.
Should I give
I don't
them
have games on my phone.
notifications?
Whoa!
I don't have
I don't
games
have
on
a
my phone.
TV. I don't have games on my phone.
I do own a TV. I have a
It's
CRT.
It's a CRT.
And I have a fucking satellite,
Wow.
digital receiver, so I get
Wow.
local.
You're
TV
living in the
stations.
future.
I'm
Back
living
to
in the
nature.
It's crazy. Like on New Year's Eve, I had a friend over and we were like watching like the local like like news stuff of it, and like, I think you can get some sports on it too, which is cool because sports. If I ever decide to start watching sports,
Yeah,
then you
I have
can.
some idea.
but I don't.
You
have
could watch
games
the
on my
Four
phone.
Nations. You could watch the Four
I can watch the
Nations
Four
face
Nations.
off tonight.
Good.
Wow, who's in it?
Canada and the U.S.
Yeah, Canada, US.
Wow. I bet. Wait, is it? It's like in Europe, right?
No, it's in Boston, which is kind of like Europe.
Oh, okay. So probably
That's
won't be a
about
lot of booing in that crowd.
It's just as white.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we're not going to play
What else is
any
happening?
of those
Any other
games.
news?
Well, there was a major Hades update. So if you're into
Huh?
Hades 2, it's called the War Song Update. Nikki did not know this apparently, but yeah,
Just ran off.
just ran off screen like a cartoon character. There is a new final boss, about 2,000 new voice lines,
Whoa.
and Ares is now in the game. Nikki,
That's fun.
I haven't played Hades 2 yet.
Yeah, remember when we all were really obsessed with playing Hades? That was fun.
That was
What a
good.
good video game.
My opinion now, Merritt, I don't think I'm going to touch it until it comes out.
I think you should.
No.
wait.
Okay.
I
That's
think
what
you
I'm
should
also
wait.
agree.
probably gonna do.
It was really fucking nice when it hit early access last year, whenever it did, and I was like, holy shit, fuck yeah, dude. But now I think we are.
And it was big in a way that the original Hades was not big when
Yes.
it went into early access.
Yes.
So it
Right.
felt like a real thing, but then
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
kind of start at the edges, see that it's like,
It's not done.
it's not done.
And I played more that first big update that I guess was at the end of last year, towards the end of last year. I played a bit of that, but then now I'm at the point that game's coming out this year. Like I think it would be nuts if that game didn't come out this year.
Oh, I think it'll come out. this year, yeah.
So I'm of the opinion that like
Around the time
probably should
GTA
just
6
wait.
comes out, probably.
Yeah, probably the same fucking day. That's how it'll go.
Same day.
Same day as Silk Song.
No, okay. Well, so this is not really news because it was put back immediately. But Silksong was taken off the eShop of Nintendo,
Which is
for
really funny.
about 10 minutes, and people lost their mind, and then it got back up there.
Wow,
So
damn.
I like to think that there's just on the Nintendo eShop, they missed an email that was like, "Hey, you haven't this
gotta
game's
update,
this game has been on the fucking store and there's no video game
Right.
for 30 years. So are you
Yeah.
gonna release it or not? Otherwise, we're gonna take this shit off." And then someone missed the email, and then they took it off, and everyone was like, "Oh shit,
Whoa,
what does that mean?"
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh." So
Yeah, that sounds about right. That game's sort of coming out. I kind of believe that, actually. I think there's something going on with that game. I don't know what.
it can't be that hard. Not to be crazy, but at some point, like, it's a sequel to Hollow Knight. You're not making GTA 6.
It's
No.
two
It's
Hollow
dimensions.
Knight. It's
like you
it's
can only
two
go back
fucking
two
dimensions.
ways. Like how hard is that?
It can't be that hard. The little bug has to jump and then use a fucking sword. What do you fucking mean? It's not hard.
There you go. Well, if y'all are still having trouble shipping Silksong, it sounds like Niki's got some ideas.
Just stop. Release what you have.
Just stop and release what you have. It's fine. Another weird footnote, though, about Supergiant is that it was reported by someone this week that they have not signed the SAG-AFTRA voice acting union contract. And they got enough questions about it. They released a statement. I'll read the statement. It's kind of long, but I'll be quick about it. Voice talent has been integral to each of our games. Recently, questions arose here about how we work with our voice talent, which we want to address. Someone had suggested that one of their main voice actors have been replaced. That's the context of this. Actors breathe life and humanity into everything we do, and over time, we've gone from working with a small number from our team to dozens of individuals around the world. We offer the strongest AI protections in the industry to our talent, and as we think their work is irreplaceable. Our games are intentionally made by human beings. No generative AI is being used in the creation of the voiceover, artwork, or any other content that goes into them. We have not recast any of our characters in Hades 2 and wish to keep working with each and every member of our wonderful cast. We have respected and will continue to respect any actor needing to pause work during the ongoing SAG-AFTRA video game strike. While none of our games have ever been subject to SAG-AFTRA contracts for a variety of reasons, we wish SAG-AFTRA and the best in their negotiations to compel larger signatory studios to provide the kinds of productions we think actors deserve. Now, maybe it's none of my business, but I do feel like when you say for a variety of reasons, I would like to know the reasons. If you're going to bring this up, I kind of am like, what are the reasons? Because if they're legitimate, then maybe the SAG-AFTRA contract could be better in some meaningful way. Because I do like Supergiant, but it does seem odd that they would be like, nah, we haven't done this for reasons.
But
I don't know what that
part
means.
of the issue. My guess is that part of the issue is that a lot of their voice talent is doing other stuff as well. Like is
Okay.
part of the
And they
team,
don't want to
right?
stop their people from being able to do that.
I mean, there could be some kind of
possible.
complexity with union involvement of just like, can they work on other aspects of the game as well in certain ways, and like, does that confuse things? But like that's my like good faith reading of that. But I don't know if every voice actor in that game is. But you know, if they had it on union contracts, then probably everyone would have to be. So
Yeah, it's an interesting moment to look at unionization, which I think is like obviously super important for us to continue the conversation about. But like, could these contracts be more realistic in the way that people actually work, and how much are they willing to kind of meet at that intersection, and how much kind of wiggle room is there? It's interesting because you were right. I hadn't thought about like the other work stuff. Like that is kind of a thing where if they really want to work with that talent, and that talent individually wants to work on some non-union projects, they probably wouldn't be able to do that anymore. So that's a good point. But yeah, I think whenever you talk about this stuff, I wish you could talk about it transparently instead of just being like, for various reasons. It's like, I'm not sure what you lose by addressing it. But I guess I get it. But that update is available now, which is crazy. that game sings like a fucking song on Steam Deck. So if you do want to dive into it, not wait. It's a good little device to.
I'm excited to charge it. Well, I'm not gonna play it, but that's the only reason I use that thing is to play Hades. Too.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. All right, let's move on. God, we've gone long already on this one. What are we playing, everyone? Are we playing anything? It doesn't matter if it's new. Who gives a shit?
I'm playing.
I know Merritt's not playing anything new. She's just playing really perverted stuff from the SNES area. But what are you playing, Nikki?
I'm playing Avowed.
Yeah. Talk to me about Avowed.
So good, I yawned real big about it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's really good. I like it a lot. It's Skyrim 2 in a way that is like, but I don't mean to like denigrate the video game Avowed, but it feels like they were like, okay, here are the reasons that people liked Skyrim. Now, what if what if it didn't feel like ass to play it?
Felt good to play.
Yeah, what if it felt good to play? So it has all of the different kinds of weird guys that you want. There's lizard people that you fight. There's weird hairy Furby people. There's fishmen. There's like weird magic stuff. There's a guy that's trying to like get his god to come into a robot.
Oh,
because he thinks
so fucking cool.
It's so
God,
good.
that quest was
that
cool.
That guy's like, oh, I'm smart. He starts out the conversation by being like, sometimes you got to make God do what you want.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want God to be in this robot.
Yeah.
So then his whole thing is
he's like, some would say that this God coming back might be bad, but I think I can control him.
I think I can control the God. And I'm simply just better than other people.
And what a good quest. I love that.
It's a great quest.
It's really good.
So it's got all of that. It's got all of like the fantasy trappings, and then the part where you play the video game feels really good.
No one talked about how good the parkour feels in this game. Like,
there's parkour.
There's parkour in it.
Crazy. Like, I don't feel like anyone talked about this in the lead up to it. The vertical exploration of this game is like great.
It's really good.
Really
I
good.
just found out that there are a handful of systems. There's sword shield stuff, obviously. There's magic, and then there's gun, and then there's bow and arrow. So there's a bunch of stuff, but there's gun, which is great.
What?
There's also wand, and then there's book. Yes. When they give you the magic, they're like, hey, here's wand and book. You use these to do magic. And I said, okay. So you have your spells, which are on cooldown off of book. And you have your wand, which is just gun, honestly. You just press the button and it just fires little magic bolts at the opponent. I didn't realize that you don't need wand to use book. Until today. And I'm going to drop everything that I've been doing in my build and just kind of pivot to book and gun. Because I didn't know that I could do that.
That is the viral build that kind of popped off today. A couple of people wrote about it. You can have gun, book, you're doing magic, and also when they're like frozen from an ice spell, you can shoot them and it'll probably make them explode. It's a really powerful thing. This game genuinely, maybe besides Balatro, is maybe my favorite game from the past like 5 years.
Oh, it's great.
Like,
I cannot stop thinking about it.
Rules.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I don't know. I haven't like played a new video game since this year.
Merritt.
So imagine
it's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
Well, I don't have Game Pass, obviously.
It's the best dealing games.
Merritt.
I don't know. Like, what's the like? I need to see if my computer can handle.
Oh, it'll run it.
Okay.
What you got in there?
Quartz.
Graphics. Quartz. Just rocks. Just some rocks.
It'll probably run it.
I got Intel inside.
You've got Intel inside.
I've got a GTX 1660.
Oh, it'll run at 30.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I think it'll be okay.
It'll run. That's fine.
It is. So imagine, if you will, friend of the show, Josh Sawyer, creates two games called Pillars of Eternity, Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, and creates this kind of world and establishes a bunch of like really interesting lore, and gods and souls are as like absolutely like tangible as the just chair I'm sitting in, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool world, pirates, guns, magic,
Cool
all
world.
this stuff.
Yeah,
cool
cool
world.
world,
Yeah,
yeah.
you get to bang
That's
the
awesome.
hot robe,
That's
the hot
awesome.
cartoon girl. It's
That's
great.
awesome, dude.
And really great world building, all that stuff. Cool stuff going on. And then a different team. Josh is not super involved in this game, but Kerry Patel, the game director, is really good. And they essentially made what if it's actually to me it's what if Oblivion felt good to play.
Yeah.
Because Oblivion is weirder than
Skyrim is, yeah, for sure.
and it is the game feels so good to explore. It is crazy how good it feels to just like find stuff and
Rome.
and get lost and stuff. And like I think the quests are really interesting. I think the writing is pretty good. I think some of the performances are a little uneven. The second companion you get, I
The
wish
small-
I could
the
kill
small
that guy.
man?
Yeah, the dwarf. I hate
Yeah,
the
I
dwarf
fucking
of my
hate
life.
that guy. I hate
I
that guy.
hate him. You basically
But that's
meet
good.
Garrus.
Like, Garrus is the first
Garrus
guy
is
you
in it,
get.
the first guy you get from Mass Effect, and he's great. Then you meet like, I'm sarcastic dwarf,
Yeah.
and it's like, ooh. I've heard
someone's
that
gonna
he's
love
the
that
only
guy.
bad character.
Yeah. But someone's going to love that guy. That means you
Yeah.
care, which I think is good, actually.
Yeah,
Like, I think it's like being invested enough in the guys to be like, man, it fucking sucks that I have to waste my time with this
with
idiot.
this guy.
I think is sometimes that's life. Sometimes you got to be around guys that you fucking hate.
Yep,
It's realistic.
it's true. You need him. You need him.
You do need him.
You do
And it's
need
like
him.
sometimes you need guys that fucking suck.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's fine.
I said this on Blue Sky, and it's completely antithetical to what makes Avowed special. But I wish Microsoft would fucking back the Brinks truck into that team
Yeah.
and give them whatever the fuck they want to make a sequel. Because I love Avowed as it is, but there is still this kind of like, okay, it's a little bit smaller than some of these other
Yeah,
games. It's a little bit-
there is
and
double.
there's some-
There's double A about it.
there is double A about it, but
Yeah.
it's like really
It's great.
impressive double
No,
A.
yeah, no,
It's
for sure. Like,
really
yeah, there's
good.
double A about it in a way that I do not think detracts from the overall experience, but
No.
there is a difference. There is a level of polish. There's a level of like depth of like completion of idea that like
Yeah.
there are some ideas that
Really
are like half
impressive.
baked where you're like, oh, like I see why you did this. I see
this
why
got
the
a
guns
reboot.
kind of yeah.
Like this got rebooted at some point.
Yes.
And it does not feel like it got
No.
rebooted to me.
Good game.
So great game. Genuine, I'm honestly so shocked, but it's one of my favorite games. Like
I hope I remember it in December. Is my fear.
Yeah, I know. What
You know?
Yeah.
That's
I
my
think I'll
fear.
remember it. It's really
I
good.
also think I'll remember it, but like
Yeah.
I think it will be weird. I think the amount of stuff that's going to come out between now and then is going to be like,
It'll be a lot.
like recency bias. I do not think will be kind to this game,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially
And
with
also-
GTA 6 coming out.
And also a lot of reviewers
me, but-
because they played it for review, they had to experience the game in its most
Wrong.
like in its
Yeah.
most wrong form. So you did have some people bristle about difficulty, but I don't think it's actually all that difficult anyway. Merritt, what have you been playing?
I mean, you were on my stream last week. You saw me play, or whenever that was. We were playing some weird Super Nintendo games.
Hot new
Played-
releases.
Played this game called Stone Protectors. Was it Stone Protectors? That
Stone
was
Protectors.
fucking weird.
What do you do in that one?
You protect stones mainly.
Oh,
No, it was just really weird because it was like this beat 'em up that was like they put like a lot of work into this licensed beat 'em up that was about troll dolls.
systems.
Like,
in the game,
yeah,
Merritt.
it was like
crazy.
completely insane. They were like, what if we just made like a huge beat 'em up that's like pretty good and is multiplayer and you can take out a musical instrument and like there's like combo moves. It's like, what the fuck? And like this is from a studio who just like did really like nothing, like mostly just like dog shit stuff. But
Yeah.
so
wait,
just stuff
Stone
like that.
Protectors?
Yeah, there's a cartoon too. It was like from the 90s. It was because Gonchorn, a friend of the show,
Yeah.
was like telling me I should play it, and I had been meaning to. So,
Why they look like this?
Because it was the 90s.
That's
because
crazy.
They were trying to make Trolls Ninja Turtles, basically.
Yeah,
and
Trolls,
that's-
Ninja Turtle, Battletoads,
That's
guys.
basically
Like,
what they got. Yeah, I mean, Battletoads was a Ninja Turtles too. It was all Ninja
damn,
Turtles.
that you know
all the way
what?
down.
I never thought about that. Even though
Yeah.
fucking duh, obviously
it's-
they're
it's-
just
Battletoads
Ninja
They
was
Turtles.
were
Absolutely
all
Ninja Turtles.
everything in the 90s was Ninja Turtles, basically.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But so yeah, just I don't know, like I haven't been playing a lot. I was playing Sonic Shadow Generations. I should finish that. That's like the newest thing I've been playing.
How do you like
Do you like that? Is it good?
It's good. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's kind of crazy that they made like a good Shadow game.
Yeah.
It is annoying. Like there's like just some kind of stuff of like padding and everything. But
Yeah.
what else? I fixed my Dreamcast, which
Whoa.
involved, like,
Very
opening it
exciting.
up and like soldering stuff.
Whoa, a little
Yeah,
project.
I felt like very accomplished after that.
Yeah, you should. That's great.
should.
Yeah, it's cool. And I've been playing a Dreamcast on my CRT and been playing this weird game Armada that I had when I was a kid that was like made by Metro 3D, who were another studio that made like mostly just terrible stuff. And this is not a good game either, but it's basically like Asteroids, but you just level up and fly around and shoot stuff.
Yeah.
And it runs on Windows, which is really weird because the Dreamcast had Windows.
Just did Windows.
It could
Yeah.
boot into Windows, which is like
Yeah,
a weird
which is
thing.
wild. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I like kind of like I'm falling off stuff just because games are expensive and take a lot of time. Is my analysis.
And honestly,
Yeah.
there's like a lot of really good ones,
yeah,
that-
and so I
that are
fall
out
into
there.
this like paralysis where I'm like, I have Criterion and like movies are.
Movies
It costs
are
me
good.
$10 a month to watch like some of the best fucking movies ever made. And
Yeah.
like, so the value proposition of like, do I want to spend $60 on like I don't know, but
I get it.
there's stuff I want to, I put Avowed on my wish list just now, and
Hell yeah.
that new Yakuza game just came out, and I haven't really played any of those, but this one seems like it's a completely different thing. So
Yes, the pirate Majima
Yeah,
game.
pirate,
Is,
yeah.
very interesting. Samoa Joe in that game.
Samoa Joseph's in
wow.
it,
Yeah, Samoa
and
Joseph's
who else is in there? Fucking the guy
yeah,
who's in everything.
fucking the guy who's in everything. Walton
Video game
Goggins?
man that's in everything. Matt Mercer.
Oh, Matt Mercer. Okay.
right.
Is that guy? He's the new voice of main guy.
Oh, Matt.
Is that
oh,
helpful?
Majima?
Is that good? Did I just do a good video game podcast?
Yeah.
I couldn't name the
Great
guy,
job.
and then I couldn't name the character or the video game or kind of any information. So
He's
it might
the
as
guy
well.
playing the big guy. I know a little bit about video games. Don't worry about it.
So happy to help.
Mira, what's your favorite? What's the best movie you've seen recently? I'm curious.
What is the best movie? I watched Nowhere last night, the
Okay.
Greg Araki movie,
Okay.
which is basically, I think it's been described as like 90210 on acid.
Great.
It's a 1997 movie about a bunch of teens just like doing completely insane stuff, and also aliens are there. And it was very,
yeah.
very good and hit me in this specific kind of way of like, I was alive when this movie came out, but not really, like I wasn't an adult and I was barely conscious of the world. But like, it has this thing of like, oh man, yeah, that would have been so cool to like just be like in LA, being like a piece of shit, doing a lot of drugs and listening to like, Bikini Kill and shit in the 90s. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been it. And then growing up to like be, a Gen Xer who's just like, we drank from the hose. We drank from the hose. Latchkey kids. But no, it was a great movie. It's on Criterion. It's like, Greg Araki is cool.
Yeah.
He's done a bunch of stuff like that, but yeah.
All right, that's a good one. Nikki
Yeah.
doesn't see movies, so
Yeah,
I can't. I walk
get
into
it.
the AMC and all the screens are black to me. It doesn't really make any sense.
Don't see them, yeah.
I just can't see them.
just can't see it. All right, this is the time of the show where we move on to Hive questions. That's right, every single week.
Play
you
the
can ask us-
music.
Play the music, Jordan. Every week we take questions from you, the audience, but only if you pay me. That's right. Go to VGBees.com/join and you can join us right now. Join the Hive. You can ask us any question you want and we will answer it on the show. I pretty much every question we answer. There's some that pop up that I just kind of skip over. I ollie over like a skateboarder.
We can say why. Some of the questions aren't good.
Yeah, so some of you take a shot and it doesn't work. And I would
You
love to
don't
be the
make
kind of
them.
person-
Seth doesn't make them all.
He doesn't make them all. And like I would love to be the person that's kind of give you the constructive criticism of why, but I don't need to. It's okay.
No,
it's
not-
like
it's
you
not
can
our
work
job.
on it for next time. But we're going to start with Grace asking a wonderful question specifically for Merritt. I guess she doesn't give a shit about Niki or I. What fragrances
Fair.
are you into these days?
All right, so we got another 3 hours. Everybody strap the
Here
fuck
we go.
in.
Strap in, everyone.
Oh man. Okay, what am I doing lately? This is one of those questions where like I whenever someone's like, "What bands do you like?" and it's like,
I know,
oh,
I get it.
man, fuck. 1 second, let me just grab something.
Okay.
Okay, there she goes.
Merritt has left and will return
No,
to
it's
us.
like
Okay,
literally
here we go.
just like right over there.
That's right there.
I got the sample pack from this
Still
company,
not back yet. Hold on.
Zyrina. I got the sample pack from this company, Zyrina. That's like I
Okay.
think just one weird guy in Texas.
Great.
That a lot of their fragrances are like very experimental and weird. Dark Ride is supposed to smell like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does it?
Yes, as far as I remember. Cosmic Woods is supposed to smell like E.T., the ride. Like the
Great.
lead up area. So just some theme stuff. I don't really wear those like day to day because they're kind of insane. Mostly
Merritt, do you smell like Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride?
sometimes. Mostly I have been wearing reproductions of stuff that I don't want to spend the money on.
Yeah.
Like there's this company called what is it? I forget what it is, but Dossier. They do reproductions of like high-end stuff. So I've been wearing I really like Margiela Jazz Club. That's like one of my favorite fragrances. It's a little expensive. It's not the most expensive, but Dossier does a repro that's like half the price, and I've been using that a lot. They also do like a repro of Santal 33, and I refuse to buy Le Labo stuff. So, like,
Dude.
because it's too expensive. It's like fuck off, man. Like I'm not gonna
Lava,
pay.
There's a.
I'm
It's
not gonna pay
fucking
$400 to smell like Santal 33, which like literally everyone has
does.
at some point. Like no, fuck you.
There's
so
there's
a
a
repro
there's
of
a
it. That's
there's a
pretty good.
Lalabo near my home, and I went into it because I was like, what's it like in there? Now, is it the single best smelling room I've ever been in my whole life? Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
But then the people with a straight face look at you dead in the eye and they say, yeah, this bottle of juice is $400.
This is gonna set you back 4
Wow.
windows.
And it's like,
And like
oh,
Right.
perfume is expensive. Like
So
yeah,
much
okay,
money.
some perfume is expensive, and that's just how sort of the game. Like you
Yeah.
can get samples of stuff, which is like if you buy a full bottle, it's gonna last you forever. But specifically with the Le Labo, just because it's so popular, like.
yeah, everyone smells like Lalabo.
Everyone smells like Santal 33. I'll spend $50 to smell like that. Sure. $400? No.
No,
No.
not in a million years.
Cab drivers really like it though, for some reason.
That's helpful.
Whenever I get in a cab
Good to
wearing
know.
Santal 33, they're like, for some reason, they're like, oh, are you French?
smell French.
smell French.
This Algerian guy the other day was like, oh, are you French? And I was like,
No.
no,
I
just
not,
smell
but
French.
I just smell
It's
French.
Stolen French valor.
Yeah,
Stolen
stolen
French
valeur. I don't know. See, I don't even remember how to say stolen.
Stolen baguette.
That's good. That's it. That's right.
Lobick asks for John. I need to know your favorite perfume. I will answer this question next week when I track down. I don't know what it is. I know. No. I shouldn't say that.
Old
I do know
Spice.
what it is, but I don't know the name of it, and we'll have to do some research to figure that out. So I
What do you
will
mean
come back and answer that
research?
question.
Wait,
Hey,
do you not have
re-
it right now?
Oh,
No. I don't have it. I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I don't have it.
Oh,
This is
okay.
something
So
that.
this is- okay, yeah.
This is a memory of something that Anne has worn before, and I don't remember what it was. So
I
just
see,
have
okay.
I have to figure that out. And she's really sick, so I didn't feel like bothering her with that question today because that felt.
Well, you didn't want to bring a little light to your sick wife's life today?
Shaking your eye. What did you used to wear on your body that made you smell good? It's been too long. Okay, this is from My Hero Zero. Would you rather play Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest, or Diddy Kong Racing?
Diddy Kong Racing, huh? That game is good.
Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing is also my answer.
Probably Diddy Kong Racing, just because I think DKC2 is good. It's just I'm very bad at Donkey Kong Country games.
Yeah, like these games are hard.
It's good. Like, it's a good video game. 3 is not so much, I don't think, but it's just too hard. It's like, I don't know.
My hot take on Donkey Kong Country is only the new ones that they made are actually
Only
really
the new
great.
ones are good.
Yeah. I think the old ones are
all of
interesting,
them.
but
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm like, I don't think they've aged particularly well.
The first one
Yeah.
is a great game to watch someone who's good at it play.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
because
very-
I've tried to go back to it like several times over the past couple decades, and always just been like, I don't like this.
I don't wanna. Yeah, no.
No. I want to watch someone else play because it looks nice, but
Yeah.
Liv asks, if you found yourselves in a kiss sexy vampires type scenario, but instead of vampires, your suitors were made up of the cast of 1990s anti-drug PSA cartoon all-stars to the rescue, who do you kiss? Now,
Holy
fortunately,
shit.
I did look this up before, and I have the roster.
Wait, Nikki,
for
have you
us.
seen this?
No, what are you fucking talking
This
about?
came out. This came out before you were born.
Yes,
Okay.
it was
They
But-
had drugs before then?
They did.
Yes,
Yeah.
famously in the
Cartoon
80s.
All-Stars?
So this was a
To the
VHS
rescue.
tape that they made where a bunch of different cartoon characters told a kid not to smoke pot.
Oh.
And
Oh, it's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but about drugs?
no, because it's
No.
all a cartoon.
Yeah, but it is a mishmash. Of,
But it's all the different characters, but there's no like live action like phone
No
in
live
there.
action bit.
It's
Okay.
yeah. Garfield
Yeah,
is
there's-
there.
yeah.
I mean, John, you have the list. So do you want to? Just
I
read
do have the
list?
list. It's Bugs Bunny, it's Daffy Duck, it's Papa Smurf, Brainy Smurf, Hefty Smurf, and Smurfette is on the poster. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
Okay.
Baby Kermit, Baby Miss Piggy, Baby Gonzo.
From Muppet
Those are
Babies.
disqualified. You
Yeah.
can't say those.
Right.
The real Ghostbusters, Slimer,
I
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
mean, I feel like you can't say those either.
I can't say those either. Alf,
A lot of these characters are child coded.
are children. Alf, Michelangelo, but not the rest of the Ninja Turtles,
yes, just
which is really funny.
Michelangelo. Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Garfield.
Okay. Here's something incredible.
Yes.
The same person voices Slimer, Hefty Smurf, and Baby Kermit. The same
That
person.
is correct. That's Frank
There's a
Welker.
second. There's Frank Welker.
Very famous voice actor,
Frank
Frank
Welker.
Welker. Yes, yes.
Then there's also Russie Taylor, who is Baby Gonzo, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Does that mean she was putting in the work? Anytime those three fuckers were on the TV at the same time, it was just her talking to herself.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
Yeah.
We don't pay
Probably.
these fuckers
She was
enough.
married. She also did Minnie Mouse, and she was married to Mickey Mouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fun.
Yeah. Also, I mean, Nikki, you know about Lorenzo Music, right? You know about Lorenzo.
Nikki, no,
Music?
wait. Don't
Wait,
type anything.
What do you think Lorenzo Music
Wait,
is?
what do you think Lorenzo Music is?
He's a guy for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
No, it's
He's
a
like
genre.
a guy.
This is Lorenzo Music.
Okay.
Oh, you got that Lorenzo Music?
Oh,
Yeah.
turn this Lorenzo Music up.
So
Oh my
Lorenzo
God.
Music
He's
was
definitely a
the
guy.
voice of Garfield in the 80s cartoon. And was also the
also
voice
Peter Venkman.
also the voice of
in
Peter
Real
Venkman
Ghostbusters.
from the Ghostbusters cartoon,
Yeah.
who was played by Bill Murray,
Yes.
who then played Garfield in the 2000s movie.
Oh.
So
Oh, it's a little
that's
circle.
that's something. I mean, it's not anything really, but it's anyway. What was the question?
Oh, dead. Which one are you gonna kiss?
Who do you want to? Who do you
Oh,
want to smooch? of this group?
Garfield. I don't know.
Good answer.
Daffy Duck. No, Daffy Duck.
Good answer.
Are you gonna
Um,
answer?
I would never kiss a
thinking.
cartoon character
No.
I mean, because you've seen Cool World.
you've seen
because I've seen
World.
Cool
So
World.
you
Yeah, I just
know
know what happens.
sort of what
You can't
happens.
fucking tune.
The
Yeah.
ramifications of it are too
A
too
doodle.
scary. Michelangelo, I think here's the thing. They don't tell you about kissing cartoons. Is that most of them have weird lips. Their mouths are weird.
Yeah.
So the process by which you kiss a character like one of these is not kissing so much as it is like you're opening your mouth and they're opening their mouth and your tongues are touching.
Yeah.
Which is different.
I'm going to actually choose to interpret this a different way and just say I'm
Okay.
going to smooch Garfield on his little head, and then that's it.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
give him a little
safe.
pet.
That's safe and
Yeah.
smart.
But what Niki did is say, I'm imagining a world where I stick my whole head in Michelangelo's mouth and we tongue kiss.
But he could. But Michelangelo, anatomically,
don't got no lips.
could get my whole head in his mouth. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Have you ever seen that picture from the Turtles movie where you can see the guy's head inside the head?
Yes.
Be like
That's what I'm
that.
saying. You can get a head in there.
So
easy.
scary.
Yeah.
So scary. Just see his little...
Are they still selling that decaying, falling apart, ratty ass suit online?
I assume it's rotted or someone bought it, right?
Someone had to have bought it. I feel like I would love to display a rotting Ninja Turtles suit in my house. All right, we have a few more questions.
God, wow, I found it already. It is so dire.
It's dire, right? It's dire.
Wow, this is such a funny fucking picture. Hold on, wait.
It is
I
really
need
good.
to-
We'll pop it in the show notes if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it. Okay, this is a question for Niki and Merritt because I know the answer to this question. Papa Bear Zach, what do you think Xenosaga is about?
It's about big
wow.
robots, and then some fucking twink probably needs to go fight the big robots with a big sword.
Okay.
Well, I think that's actually Xenogears.
Fuck!
Yeah, that's a little
So
bit more like
Xenosaga, I
Xenogears.
think it's about crucifying Pikachu,
Huh?
who is also Jesus Christ.
Okay, so crucifying Pikachu, that is Xenogears. That happens
fuck.
in Xenogears. Yeah, that's
Xenosaga is about the girl who's a robot who's Jesus Christ.
who is Mary Magdalene.
Right.
Man,
And then
make a good video
Chaos
game, you know?
is Jesus.
Chaos.
And-
It's spelled K-A-O-S, right? It's an acronym. Maybe.
No.
Like Chow's? It's
It's
pronounced
under.
Chow's.
It's. I think it's. Nikki just sit the decay.
Oh, isn't it? Wait,
Raphael
isn't it
in Hive
Cosmos or
content.
whatever?
Cosmos.
Yeah.
And it is all uppercase. Chaos is all lowercase.
Oh.
Anyway, my mom walked in on me watching the cutscene where Chaos gets cruised. And like it's like really fucking funny. She kind of like did this double take of like what, it's an anime crucifixion.
You know, it's like Mario. You know, it's a
Yeah.
video game like Mario.
Yeah. Same woman who walked in on me watching the first 10 minutes of Ninja Scroll, where a rock guy completely puts a woman's entire breast into his mouth, like you just said Michelangelo could took your head into its mouth. And I just as a 7-year-old, I sat there going, and my mom saw that and she was like, well, we're not going to watch this anymore. And I was like, okay, cool. And I've never stopped being embarrassed by everything that happens.
That's
all
fair.
right. We have a couple more questions. Merritt, who's your favorite little guy? That's from Jason. Thank you, Jason.
Stuart Little
Stuart Little's your favorite little guy.
Great shout.
All right.
drives in a little car.
Yeah.
That's fucking no. I hate Stuart Little. I'm sorry. I was
Whoa.
trying to like make a joke.
Wow.
I
Holy
can't
shit.
like.
Wow, I
not
think
to get
the other
political
blogs,
here,
the other blogs are gonna pick this up. Merritt
yeah,
K
I mean, I know the
hates Stuart Little.
blogosphere is gonna like pick up on this beef, but it's just I can't stand him. My favorite.
Do you think you
little
should be
guy-
able to vote?
Well, was he born here? I mean, we haven't seen the
We haven't
documents,
seen
so
we haven't seen the docs.
I mean, get a birth certificate, right? Like
That's so true.
you
You're
know,
so right, Merritt.
Thank you. What's my favorite little guy? I liked that frog guy from the Star Wars Jedi Outcast, not Jedi Outcast, Jedi Survivor
Fallen
sequel
Order?
that I didn't
Oh
play.
sure. Yeah.
Torgus or what was his name?
Yeah, let's say
Torgus?
Torgus.
Was it Torgus?
I think it's Torgus. Let's see.
You know who I'm talking
Torgus,
about?
Star
Torgle.
Wars.
Turgle. Turgle.
Oh yeah, Turgle.
Torgal?
Yeah,
Torgal. Torgal.
Turgle with a U. I like him. I think he's pretty cool.
He is pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's a good frog.
Turgle.
Turgle.
That's
Thank
what
you, Turgle.
Jordan goes by Turgle online sometimes.
On Discord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Ah!
What auto
Sorry.
played? What did you just do?
It's
What did
opened
you just look up?
Instagram.
Yeah,
People.
sure
Someone messaged me and was like, "Look at this." I opened it and it was the loudest thing you've ever seen in
was
the
pretty
whole
loud.
world.
Giant Bomb has popularized work shoot outside of wrestling circles,
Huh?
which is why sure, we'll give them credit for that, sure. Which is why in 2025 VGBees is going to bring blank to the masses, asks Bone
I
Chug
think
Actual.
we got to get creased over.
Cruised?
Cruised.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's get
Cruised.
cruised over.
What? Just so wait. What is the use of that? Like only literally, or
Oh,
No, I think
God, quit cruising me, dude. I'm just asking.
yes,
questions.
that's exactly right. That's exactly correct,
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
It's just like any
media's
minor
gonna
inconvenience.
cruise that guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Phil Spencer's gonna get fucking cruised over
Oh,
this
mad
fucking
cruise.
AI stuff. Oh.
Exactly. We can do
Okay.
that.
All right, cruise. to
Language
you.
is as permanent as we make it.
That's so
That's-
true. Thank you so much,
that is
Niki.
true.
Wonderful. Abyss Edition asks, who are you casting on your Call of Duty Modern Warfare 7 commercial?
They got 7 now. Huh?
Hawk, they
have
don't.
A lot. It's
Hawk
not
to
7.
Wait, no, it actually is 7. No,
Is
it
it
is 7. Modern
Okay.
Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern
Warfare
6.
6.
Yes,
Okay.
so they're
so
only
we
one
got
off.
Hawk Tua. We got Kevin
Yeah.
Hart.
Kevin Hart,
We
yes.
got
Oh,
Snoop Dogg.
yeah.
You got Snoop Dogg. We got
We need somebody who can speak to the athletes.
we've
Pat
got
McAfee.
amongst us. Pat
Pat McAfee.
fucking McAfee.
We got
Yes.
a digitally
now
recreated.
that one, Kevin Hart, Hawk Tua, and
And
Pat
those are
McAfee,
all
they
so
might
plausible.
make it.
I want to bring
They
on
might
one
make
more.
it.
I want to
Oh,
bring
okay.
on one more, which is
Okay.
an AI recreation of James Gandolfini.
That's great. That's awesome. That worked.
And
He
that's
hasn't been
so
working.
good.
He hasn't worked in a while.
He hasn't.
Yeah.
And
We
I
gotta
feel
get
like
him
that
some work.
rounds it out. Rounds out.
He did
the
a lot of
crew.
sad stuff, and he just needs something joyous.
He needs something. You know.
That's a great quartet.
I'm
That's a
gonna
great squad.
actually. I think all those answers are right. Are great. I'm actually going to. I'm going to shoot my shot right now and say
Okay.
3 names that I do legitimately think will be there.
Okay.
Pat McAfee. I do
Yes.
think he will be in the new ad. I just
Yeah.
feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie. I feel like he will be.
Oh, that man needs a check. That man
He
needs a
needs a
win.
check.
He needs an easy win.
and here's my weird one. Lady
Pamela
Gaga.
Anderson.
Lady
Oh.
Gaga is going to be in the new Call
That's a
of Duty.
fun shout.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
what
a
I
fun
think.
shot.
But I think a Hawk to a Kevin Hart. And
That's really fucking
I
funny.
think that's better, and also I think that's who I would cast. I think that's
Who does the voice for AI James Gandolfini? Do you think they get a guy
great
in to do
question.
VO, or do you think they just do the
No,
AI
they-
computer
they-
voice?
They have enough
Synthesize
of him
it.
talking over like 40,000 episodes of The Sopranos or however many there
The
were. Like,
Sopranos.
Yeah.
The Sopranos. Yeah, he's
The
like,
Sopranos?
hey, this game's better than a meatball marinara sandwich. And they're like, wow, great work, Robot
Wow,
Tony.
thanks, James.
Someone
like you're
get
really
on the
here.
get back on the gabagool. That's what he
God,
calls
no,
the point.
a fucking voice. Yeah, no, a voice pack that is him saying, referring to everything as a gabagool.
It'd be really good.
Remember that episode of The Sopranos where that kid shits in the shower?
No, I've never seen The Sopranos.
Me either.
Wait,
What are you talking about?
There's an
Every
episode of The
that show, I don't
Sopranos.
remember that.
There's an episode of The Sopranos where a kid shits in a shower. I don't know any other context.
Wow.
Damn.
So, anyway.
Anyway, let's get out of here. We've been
Okay.
going for 90 minutes. Let's get out of here. Merritt, thank you so much for joining us. You can find bylines of hers on 1-900 Hot Dog, and which is great. And more importantly, you can go buy her game Fledgling Manor on Steam right now. And you want to tell us a little bit about it, maybe for our listeners probably know, but new people may not.
You know what I'm all about. I make AI generated games. No, we didn't do that. We didn't. In all seriousness, it was 3 people, and we wrote and made pictures and did some very light computer programming to make a game called Fledgling Manor, and it's on Steam. It's a visual novel, which means it's mostly reading and looking at pictures and making choices sometimes. And it's about a reality show, and you're a vampire, and everyone's a vampire, and it's like Big Brother, but instead of being voted out of the house, you're executed.
You're killed.
And,
Stakes. Lucy Liu comes out of the computer and shoots you.
That does happen. Only if you get the haunted version of the game, which I don't recommend. Fledglingmanor.exe. It's very scary. But yeah, it's been well received so far. It has 100% positive, very positive on Steam, because that when you get over 50 reviews, it says very positive, as long as they're mostly, thumbs up. And they're 100% thumbs up, and over 1,000 people have bought it.
Hell yeah.
So they can't be wrong.
They can't.
And if you're thinking, but Merritt, I already bought it, and I can't buy more than once. I would love to, but Steam won't let me. I mean, you could gift it to your friends. So, don't come at me with that excuse. But alternately, you could review it on Steam, which it does help independent games. I know it's like a pain to have to go and write a review, but it can literally be 2 sentences, and you just press the thumbs up, and
it's free.
It's free if you've already bought it. It feeds into the algo, and that all helps us. And yeah, we're maybe working on some other stuff. It's very early days, so can't say a ton about that right now. But if you like it, then you'll probably like the stuff we're going to do in the future.
Hey, that's exciting. Probably. Merritt, do you have anything else to plug?
Yeah, and I'm on Blue Sky, MerrittK.com, where people regularly complain that I have too many followers.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It's interesting.
Yeah, but they added that followers only reply thing now, and so I've cut down a lot on that of people being like, who are you? Why do you have so many followers? And it's like, well, I've been on this site for 2 years.
Yep.
And
you got here first.
I got here
in a way that isn't you just got here first. And that's all it is.
I've been here. Okay, so just settle down. But yeah, I'm on Blue Sky, and Hot Dog, great fun website. I'm on their podcast a lot, and I also write for them every 2 weeks. I wrote as of this week, I did a team working day with Sean Baby from the internet.
Sean Baby Internet.
I wrote an article with Sean Baby, which is fucking crazy. If you told me 5 years ago that I was going to do that, I'd be like, whoa, a celebrity. We wrote an article about an Italian TV show from the 90s called Extra Large, which is about a big detective who solves problems by hitting them with his huge hands.
Let's go.
It's like if 2.5 Columbos got smashed together in a spaghetti factory accident.
Okay.
And then just started solving problems by just ham hocking them.
I love it.
It's a great show.
That sounds good. Go find Merritt on Blue Sky and over at Hot Dog. Niki, do you have anything to plug?
I've got a newsletter. It's called Make You Think. You can subscribe to it at makeyoutthink.club. It's a newsletter about being alive in the end times. I published words last week about pretzels. I did a little blog about the different kinds of pretzels they are.
You did.
There are. And I had a great time. So subscribe if you want musings on literally anything.
Clearly.
I think it's like literally anything. It's been actually legitimately freeing to be able to be like, okay, time to fucking write. I don't know. Yep. I had sketched out last week's issue to be something else. And then I sat down and I was like, you know what? I was fucking right now?
Pretzel time.
A pretzel.
Yeah.
So then I wrote about pretzels.
That's the thing no one tells you about writing. I feel like a lot of people are very workmen. They're like, you just sit down and start writing. It's like,
Yeah.
no. Just sit down and write about the thing you want to write about. You'll come
Yes.
around to the other thing.
Yes, to the
eventually.
rest of it. Yes.
But just like write about pretzels. Who gives a
You
shit?
get rid of pretzels. It's good.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah. MakeYouThink.club is where you go. That's it.
Awesome. What do I have to plug? Yeah, you can go get a glider. We are very close. I'm going to say about a day away from telling people that this will be delayed till May. Ooh,
Damn.
boo. So you're hearing it first, folks.
I love
Gliders
breaking
will be
news.
delivered in May. We're going to let our backers know that very soon. We had, can you believe it? A delay in shipping from China for some.
Did something
materials.
happen?
Something happened. It's so
Huh.
weird that we had the timetable and then we had a different timetable.
And then
Anyway.
something happened. That's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. But you can still go pre-order one. Go to feetlegal.com and you can put $30 down on one of these little feet guys, and they're going to get to you. We do have the packaging designed and kind of ready. We did post a thing about on Blue Sky this morning about it. Which is kind of exciting to see it in the box, ready to go, basically. And also, Interstate 35 is a visual novel about the end of the world over on Steam right now. I can now announce that we are part of Ludo Narracon, which is very exciting.
Wow.
So you'll be
Is
able
that the
to,
thing that you were dancing around for 2 fucking weeks?
Yeah, because I didn't know if we could. I'm like, not to be weird, I don't know if it's really a big deal, but I just didn't know if I often like South by Southwest when they sent us a thing for Glider, they were like, don't wait till Thursday to say that you were invited to South by Southwest.
Did you
Really?
get me a platinum pass or?
No, I asked, and you know what they said? They said Niki has asked us too many times for a platinum pass.
True, I've only asked
and
3
tried to
times.
show up and just
That's
said,
true.
"Hi, I'm here to collect my platinum pass."
pass.
And they said no. But yeah, Interstate 35, it's available on Steam. It's about, but you know what? If you want to wait, this is the only time I'll tell you can wait because it will go on discount in a couple weeks. But if you want to give us more money now, that'd be great. And yeah, VGBees.com/join. You can join the Hive. We are really honestly trying to grow things here. If you have not heard, we have a murderer's row of guests. Obviously, we started with Merritt K. Next week, we have Michael Heim. I'm just going to read these out in order. Michael Heim, Andrea Sheeran, Pat Gill, Tim Rogers, Ben Pack, Charles Hart, Lotus, Jess Cogwell, Funke Joseph, wrapping up our April. So that's a big slate of amazing people.
Hell yeah.
And you asked for it, Hive.
They
So
literally did ask for it.
If you don't like it, I'm not going to say keep it to yourself, but keep it to yourself to the end of April. How about that?
How about that?
And yeah, I'm excited to talk to all
You
these
think
people.
you
What?
think Bad Baby's gonna be in the Call of Duty commercial? That's what she comes back. Catch me outside. How about that?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Mary, you remember Catch Me Outside? How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Yeah, wait, Bad
Baby.
Bad-
Is that
Bad
not
Baby?
is that not
Bad
what her
Bad-
name is?
Bad Baby.
Is that
She's
Bad Baby.
Bad. I thought it was
Bad Bobby, right?
Bad
Bad-
Bobby.
Bad Bobby.
I saw that Fortnite guy who was streaming with the guy that everyone thought was Elon.
No,
for
it's
a while,
Bad Baby. You're right.
Was streaming with Bad Baby, streaming Fortnite with Bad Baby.
Wow, that was on
Wow.
Valentine's Day.
Pants.
We missed it.
What's his name? Pants. Something?
Connor Pants.
Connor eats pants.
Wow.
Connor's Pants.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I'm glad that she's still alive.
Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah.
She has a baby. It looks like.
Wow.
Bad
The
Baby
baby's
has a
cute.
baby.
Yeah, the baby's pretty cute. She posted
That's
something
good.
called a mommy mode.
Oh, actually, wow. This is kind of sad. She has cancer.
What?
Sorry to break news,
Turn it off.
everyone.
Turn it off. Turn
All right,
this shit
thanks
off.
for joining VGBees, episode 38. Bad Baby. Hope your cancer treatment goes well. Till next week, keep on buzzing. Bye.